lazy.
Yeah, well,
Me
I'm
too.
allowed to be. All right, so I know I hit going live. It's saying we're live, so I think at this point we should be live. Would that be correct, sir?
Yep, it just flipped over.
Oh yeah, welcome everybody. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Honest, would you like to say hello?
Yeah, sorry. Hello. Trying to get my laptop to work there.
Yeah. We're all like messing around with our computers right now. I don't even know what I'm doing on mine. It's ridiculous. But anyway, let's get the show started. So first off, I just want to make two quick announcements. One is that Big Johnson unfortunately cannot be here as he is in Washington, D.C. working with senators on passing red flag legislation. So everybody should, unsubscribe from Big Johnson and call him a traitor to the Second Amendment. And on a second note, I am finally reaching the pinnacle of success. My channel went over 10,000 yesterday. So thank you, everybody. Yay.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yep. But no, Big Johnson is not working with senators, so don't unsubscribe. Because we would never hear the end of it if you did. So that's a big no. So how you two gentlemen doing? How's everybody been for the past couple of days?
I'm good. I've been busy.
Good. Yeah, I have as well, and I just crossed the month mark, so I have reapplied for monetization that will never happen again. So we'll see what transpires. Apparently, they have to go through and they have to review your videos or whatever, and I've changed absolutely nothing. So we'll see what happens. We'll see.
Yes, we shall. Hopefully, it'll have a nice little surprise for you when they say.
Yeah, I had my monetization review already, and they turned me down. So
what a surprise!
So did they turned you down?
Yep. Yeah.
Did they give you a reason why?
No. Same thing as before. The exact same generic message.
Oh, it's just unbelievable. Whatever.
It's what I expected.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, at this point, I guess it's safe to say that, I don't think that there's going to be much hope for any of us, to be honest with you, because, of everything that's obviously gone on. So, I think obviously their game plan is working, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
So what else you guys got that's going on? Anything new and exciting? Any guns you kind of been shooting around? I know that you took a tour, Honest, at Brownells today, I believe, correct, sir?
I did. I had quite the meeting with them. I met a bunch of their staff. I met a bunch of people that work there, and we're trying to work some stuff out to where I can shoot some of their guns and do some stuff on the range. So that'll be
very
sweet.
Nice.
There's some people over there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you tell them that you had a friend out of New York that gets nothing and nobody supports New York at all? That would have been helpful.
No, if you want to make the drive, you could do the videos with me.
Where is it at now? Iowa?
Yeah, it's an hour from me.
Shit, that's totally out. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, those guys were amazing. They're super gun nerds, just like me. So all we did was talk guns the whole time.
Yeah, cool. I saw you met Josh. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, Josh was awesome. Not what I expected. Way cooler than what I expected. I thought it was gonna be like, I was worried it was like underdressed, and then everybody was in just t-shirts and tattooed up and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is where I want to be.
Should I make myself larger and you two smaller?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. I feel kind of bad. I want everybody to be equal, but that's the way it is.
That's hilarious.
So, what was I going to say? Oh, we have a question that KS brought to our attention from Dennis B. So I'm going to read the question to everybody, and then we'll hear what you guys have to say. So it says, hey, group, I've got a question. So I'm second guessing carrying 9mm. God forbid I'm ever in a bad situation. The bad guy has body armor, and I don't know if 9mm will protect my family. Am I just being crazy? So what do you guys think about that?
Well, I can say that 9mm is a better choice than 40 or 45. It penetrates armor better. I mean, unless you want to carry a 5.7 with some bullets you can't get, or if you want to carry a 5.56 pistol, I mean, 9mm is kind of your best option. I mean, 22 mag might penetrate it, but that's playing to really, really low odds. I mean, you can just shoot him in the dick or the head too,
Right. That's true. Yeah, and I made the comment, if body armor is involved, you've got bigger problems, you've got bigger issues, and to me that changes the strategy a little bit. You've got to be a little bit more careful, because the second the second you try and take a shot, and obviously we're talking what ifs and all of that sort of thing. So this is all speculation. This has not happened to me, but if you start taking shots, you're identified immediately. And, if you're there, whether you have cover, and we all know cover doesn't mean much, except you might be less exposed. Rounds can still go through a lot of cover. And you've got somebody with body armor, that sort of thing, you don't have an equal playing field by any stretch. And so your strategy has got to be a little bit more careful, certainly trying to get your loved ones and other people out as much as possible, and trying to, to me, the focus would be more on saving as many people as possible. Taking a shot if you absolutely need to, if you've got the right shot, right angle, that sort of thing. But I think it just changes the strategy completely.
Now,
sorry. I was just going to say people underestimate the pelvic girdle too. I've seen a lot of people talk about it and a lot of people not talk about it. But if you're looking to incapacitate somebody, a couple of shots or even one shot in the pelvis is going to shatter his pelvis, is going to eliminate his mobility. And there's a whole lot of veins and a whole lot of stuff down there you don't want to be shot in. And if you absolutely have to, put 2 or 3 in his chest, realize he has body armor, go low, walk it down, hit his spine. You know what I mean? Anything center of mass, all the way from your balls to your head works pretty good. Anything in the spine, so.
What if you're a bit older and your balls are saggier?
Aim lower.
So I do have something I want to bring up to you, and it was brought up to me by somebody who is a wonderful person who supports my channel, and he brought up an interesting concept. And this is a guy who's got special forces time, that kind of stuff, and he was saying that it's very difficult to watch videos on YouTube where people start talking about what they would do in that situation, especially when they don't really have any experience. I mean, it's one thing to train for it, it's another to live through it. You know what I mean? So He was saying, in his estimation, every situation's different. So you can't say, I'm going to run to the gunfire, because you don't know what that situation is. And, I think he's got a good point, because for me, I don't know what I was going to do. I mean, would I hide? For me, I'd probably be honest with you guys. I'm probably not going to engage. And there's a simple reason, because you have the fight or flight. You may go to the fight, and I'm sure there's going to be some armchair warriors right now saying, "Oh, I would go and tackle the guy or ninjutsu him." But let's be real. I mean, the likelihood of you being able to respond in the way you think you can respond versus the way you really will respond, I think, are two different things. I think you'd be more apt to take cover, wait for an opportunity if the gunman's getting close, and then take him out from there. So I don't know. Like, what are you guys' thoughts about that?
I think it's up to the situation. Absolutely. I don't even know what I would do. And, I've been a tree trimmer for years, which is one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. And I've almost died a few times. I was also a bouncer and a bartender for years. I've been stabbed. I've been shot at. Good. And I can tell you that every situation is equally different and equally terrifying. And I can't imagine being undergunned in a situation where you're taken by surprise with somebody with body armor and a rifle. That's not a good spot to be. Especially like the thing in El Paso. I mean, one thing people are forgetting is the compromised hearing. They were all like, why was he wearing an ear pro? Right. We shoot a rifle indoors. If you ever heard a rifle indoors, it's extremely loud, extremely disorienting. Your equilibrium's all fucked up. And you don't know what you're going to do. What are you going to do? Take cover behind the bags of chips? That rifle's going to go through every lane. Right. It's a difficult situation. If you have your kids there? You have the opportunity. You're going to cover your kids and then hit the ground while you charge in a gunfire? Fuck no, you're not. You're going to carry your kids out the back door, and maybe, just maybe, you might go back in if you're a real stud. Right. But most of the time, most people are not. I mean, especially if the police are on the scene. I just made an Instagram video yesterday because you see so many people training with rifle bags. They're going to run out to their truck and they're going to grab their rifle, load the rifle, put their body armor on, and run back in. Police are probably going to be there at that point, and they're probably going to shoot you. Right. If not, you're going to take up valuable time. What if they shoot you and don't shoot him and he kills more people? Right. You're just as likely to cause a worse situation. Now, I'm not saying that if you're not in there, don't engage that person if you have the opportunity, but I would say that's as far as you should go. But what do I know? I've never been in a shooting a mass.
All valid points, though. What do you think, KS?
Yeah, and I think exactly right. I mean, causing more confusion and panic and issue would be just as bad. I mean, if you're coming back into the scene and people are trying to run out the back door or whatever, of course, I'm envisioning like a large department store or something like that. They've come through the front door. you're trying to get people out the back, but then you come back in and you're drawing a gun, everything. All of a sudden, people see that, they get scared, and they start running a different direction. I mean, it just, you got to be. To me, you have to be very careful as best you can with adrenaline running and all the chaos and everything else, that you're not causing more problems than helping. And I, you mentioned honest somebody being a stud and that sort of thing. And I kind of get that. And we all have visions of wanting to be the hero and that sort of thing. But sometimes being the hero is trying to help other people and get them.
Yeah, maybe the better choice is medical. Maybe it's better to just start doing first aid right on the scene, or you know what I mean? There's so many different ways that you can help. And before you said that, I didn't even consider like the trample effect.
Sure.
Like what if you go back in there and people see you and start trampling over each other and, run back into the damn gunfire.
Right. And then next thing you know, they could be identifying you as an accomplice to the original shooter. And that makes you a target, and that's a problem.
Yeah. And then there was a guy that mentioned, which initially thought like kind of a good idea. Some guy mentioned those concealed carry badges, which I've made fun of in the past. Maybe carry one of those. But the reality is that there's a laundry list of officers who've taken friendly fire in those situations. Like you don't know, like that's such a crazy situation.
Yeah.
Luckily they don't happen that much,
Yeah. And I'd have to say, I think one of the biggest keys also is just having that situational awareness. That's something that goes out the window for probably 90% of the people when they're in the public. They don't pay attention to anything because they're either on their cell phones or they're mindlessly walking and doing what God knows what. So they're not even ready to deal with whatever situation there is. And I think that has a lot to do with it sometimes. People's mindsets are just not trained to always be scanning. And I mean, it's not I don't think that's a natural thing. It's something that comes with time and just being in those situations. I mean, my past employment, we had to do that. We didn't have a choice. You have to assess situations. You've got to be able to, process it quickly, because we can sit here and say, well, I'm going to process it, but how much time do you think? I mean, you can't be processing for 10 minutes. It's a split-second decision, and it's either the right one or it's the wrong decision. And that's what you've got to live with.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of people freeze too, like a lot of people don't pick fight or flight. They just stand there.
Yeah.
And,
And, everybody can say, well, what about training and training? Look, training doesn't mean anything. I've said this before. I knew guys in the fire department who were seasoned veterans, trained beyond training. You get them in a hairy situation and they, like you said, honest, freeze. They just absolutely freeze, and they get in the way and you just push them.
Yeah. My tree trimming experience, I've seen guys that get in the wrong place and there's a limb coming their way and they just stand there and look up and you like shove them out of the way. I'm like, well, you could have just died right there. But that, it's a reaction. Most people just can't understand it quick enough.
Right.
I mean, you can't blame them for it, if they're not in that situation all the time. But yeah, it's hard to train that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So Kathleen keeps busting on Berettas, so I'm going to have to ban her for tonight. So have a great night, Kathleen. You suck.
They were asking me about the 92X today, and one of the guys at Brownells had already shot one.
Yeah.
And he said that it is awesome. He said that it's as good as the Langan Tactical.
Now, let me ask you this. I mean, they have a slew of them. So they have like the Centurion, they have the compact, and they've got the full size or whatever. So I was looking at those, man. Those are pretty sweet. I mean, they're not as obviously like a race gun, but that's pretty nice, and that's something I didn't expect.
Are out already. Have you seen those? Like some of those are on Gunbroker already.
Are they really?
The ones, yeah. Because I was looking for the one with the thumb safety. I want that one real bad. Yeah. That's the only one I want. But they have some of them already available. I was thinking I was going to send you a link. They're only like $900 or something, $800.
Oh, that's it. Let me piss that out tonight, guys.
That's pretty good. Pretty good for Beretta, for a new one.
Yeah, I'm so broke. It's not even funny.
Me too.
and then I'm gonna disclose this. I went ahead today and I wound up buying a Masada today, and it's not in yet, and I don't have any idea how I'm paying for it yet. So wish me luck, fellas.
Yeah, good luck.
I gotta ask you, what do you see in that gun? Like,
I'll be honest with you, I'm not a carry optics guy. I've made that very clear. However, I've been thinking maybe I should at least try it again and go back into it, but I don't want to pay an extraordinary amount of money. The gun is literally out the door was under $450. So, you're looking at a gun that's carry optic ready, comes with the plate, so you don't have to pay for that. Even though the plates are polymer from what I'm seeing and reading. But, and honestly, I like IWI stuff. It's not necessarily, none of their products are really truly geared to the civilian market. I mean, those are military and police pistols from Israel. So if I'm going to go back into it, I don't want to pay a premium. And more importantly, I want to make sure I trust whoever's making it. And believe me, I was looking. I was actually looking, and don't laugh at me. I was looking at an FMK to get back into it.
Right.
And that thing was only $180 on Gunbroker.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, I didn't do it because it just got too many bad reviews. But so far,
I reviewed one. They're okay.
Yeah.
They feel good, but they're just not as reliable as I'd like them to be.
Right. So I'm kind of excited. I mean, it's going to take 3 years to get it, but it's all good, you know?
Yeah, I wish I could send you my Shadow 2 with the RMR.
Yeah.
That is so incredible.
I shot a Shadow 2. I mean, I know you guys love them. I'm more like I don't know why. It's a great gun. I know it is, but it's not my cup of tea. It's just not.
Yeah, the one I have now has the lighter slide, so it feels a little bit lighter up front, so it's not quite as nose heavy, and it tracks a lot faster now because it has like half the slide weight it used to have.
Right.
Oh my goodness! And
that's you shooting it. Me, forget about
it. You'd love it though. I bet. If you like CZs, I mean the CZ custom trigger is really worth it. Like it really. Yeah.
That's interesting. I was thinking of sending out the PCR, man, because I haven't done anything with it yet. I haven't even shot it, actually. It's just sitting in the safe. I got to take it out and just doing something with it, because I like the PCR a lot, but just because of the fact that it's just a classic looking pistol. And I've had one before, and I got rid of it, and now I got it again. But I do like the PCR quite a bit.
Yeah, they're good guns. I was actually at a gun store the other day looking at the P01, the regular, as well as the PCR. They're both great guns. They feel good in the hand, no doubt. I didn't buy one, but they feel good.
Yeah.
So if you had to pick one CZ to carry forever, like you only get one, what would it be?
P01 all day long. The original
P01.
one,
Mm-hmm.
not the Omega, the original.
Yeah, I got to get a ProTech too. I want one real bad, but they're so expensive too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So yeah, I think the P01 for me is probably, and I've said it before, is the best CZ that they've ever made. And honestly, what's pretty close too is the Phantom. I like the Phantom quite a bit.
Yeah, it's good.
You guys both had that, right? I haven't tried one of those yet. I saw KS's review, but
of course everybody watches this shit.
Yeah, duh.
Dickhead.
Really good stuff.
You know who turned me against the Phantom? I actually contacted CZ Custom and I talked to them on the phone, and they told me not to get one.
Why was that?
Why?
Well, they said they had problems with it in manufacturing. They also said that they could never get the trigger as good as they could, like the P09 or the 75 series. So it's like, okay.
I guess it depends on what you're going for. Every CZ that I own right now that's Hammer, I got the both P01s. The PCR I haven't done anything with yet, but I always drop that the $25 spring kit in them, and that's good enough for me. It drops the double action and single action to a manageable range, and I have been very happy just with that one cheap upgrade in all of them. So I guess it really depends. I mean, what are you really looking for? I did it in my old Phantom, and I actually just got another Phantom, dirt cheap used. And I'm going to do it to that. And I think it just works really well. You don't have to burn a lot of money, and you're still getting a little bit of an upgraded trigger on it just for doing that.
Yeah, it's true.
And I'm all about the cheap. I'm not going to lie, guys. I am cheap as hell.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I was looking at the 92X Performance. That's $1,400 right there.
Ouch.
That is as much as my Wilson Combat.
So when are you getting it?
So I held an EDX today for some time, and now I want one real bad. Oh man, I've never held one before today.
Dude, just get yourself this. Get a 90.
I don't know. That's not...
Well, I'll tell you what. I like the 92X. The one thing that I really like about it has the Vertec frame, and I love the Vertec frame. I think it feels amazing in the hand. I think it feels better than the standard. I like the Wilson Combat better than the LTT frame, and for that exact reason, just feels tremendous. So 92X is pretty amazing looking, no doubt about it.
Definitely is. And the interesting thing about this gun that was only made for 6 years, that nobody even knows anything about it probably, is this is like the originator of kind of that grip shape, So it doesn't have the large hump in the back. It's just got this really weird wraparound grip, which I hate. But I bought a thin one. This one's the thicker one. And I was able to hold a 92A1 today, and I didn't like it at all because it wasn't the same. It wasn't like that Vertec grip.
Yeah.
Which is weird because then the M9A3 has a Vertec grip, which makes a huge difference in the way that gun feels.
Yep. Yes, I like the Hogue grip the M9A3 comes with. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I traditionally don't like Hogue grips either.
Yeah.
But I love that thing for some reason. So
Yeah, and I shot it with that Hogue grip, and it actually felt really good. But then I switched it out because I just like I just think it felt a little bit better. But like I said, everybody's different. You're always going to get something different.
yeah, I like to dig my left hand in real hard. So the bigger the better, so I could dig that left palm in.
Yeah.
So it just depends on how you shoot. That's why I want the thumb safety so bad, because I like to ride thumb safeties too, like CZs or 1911s.
Mm-hmm.
And most people don't do that. They always don't press on the thumb safety. I was like, mind your business. I do what I want. I get that comment all the time.
And then I did finally get this little guy.
See, I want one of those too.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. I mean, it's I haven't shot it yet. I haven't shot anything. I'm bad right now.
You
Is that the takedown?
What's that?
Is that the takedown version?
Yeah, this is the Ruger PC. So it's it's really cool. I mean, the takedown's super easy. I actually switched it out for the Glock Magwell, so now I can put Glock magazines in it. It's super easy to do that, and it really reminds me of a lot of the Mini 14, only in this this thing here. So
throwing a lot of 33 rounders in there, are you?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have a barrel drum and all that, or drum magazine and all that other shit.
But it only holds 10 rounds.
Yeah. I can't even have that. You can't have that in a semi-auto.
Really?
Yeah, you can't
even
do
if
that.
you block the mag to
Well, I don't really know what the rule is on it. I mean, I only own 10 round magazines from Glock, so I don't really know, guys. That's going to be an interesting dilemma. But look, they sold it to me with a Ruger magazine, so I'm like, whatever. But yeah, I mean, the takedown is super smooth, super easy. It's just really, really a little cool, nifty gun.
I think you'll absolutely love it. You'll want to shoot it all day long.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm a little
the highest
concerned
selling
with.
rifle of the year, right? The PC carbine. Am I wrong about that?
Say that again.
I think it's the highest selling rifle of the year, right?
Really?
That's what I heard.
Huh.
Yeah, I saw it on a website, then I heard it from somebody else too.
I mean, it's affordable, so I can see why. And it doesn't have that tactical look to it, but you can get a new front hand guard for it. Somebody is actually making a God, what is it? I can't remember what the hell it's called. I forget. But there's all different stuff now you can do with them, so it's kind of neat.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I think you'll love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think most people go for the non-tactical look these days. I think tactical got in style for a while, but I think people are veering away from that a great deal.
Right. Yeah, and that's what it was. It was an aluminum receiver that you can get for this thing, and it actually has where you can put like a Mossberg, stock on it or anything you want on the back of it, so you get a little bit more comfort out of that. So it's kind of cool. It's a little expensive, like $300, but that would be something to look at. It looks pretty neat, and it looks very, very usable.
Yeah, I think Midwest Industries makes M-Lock rails for it too.
Yeah, yeah.
Correct.
Do you know anybody there who would want to donate one?
I don't know anybody there, but I might be able to get one. I don't know. I could send them an email, just ship it to you.
Dude, I will polish your shoes if you do that for me.
Oh, that's so nice.
I know. I try. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I've hit up everybody, and they all said no.
You know what sucks is when they just don't answer if they get real rude.
Yeah,
Get real rude.
Midwest Industries is that group that does not answer anything I send them. I've sent them. I repeatedly send it to them, and then I say, "Don't worry, I appreciate you not responding, but I will continue to harass you." So we're going to see if that actually pans out, which it probably won't. But yeah, you never know. You
never know.
All right, let's see. I haven't been paying attention to questions. Anybody been paying attention?
No, I haven't seen any significant questions either. If we miss something, holler, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, Dexter, I'm going to try.
All right, Havoc's got one for Honest Outlaw. It says, when are you going to embrace SIGs as the pinnacle of handguns?
I don't know, probably never. I don't know. So everybody's saying that Q5 is so good, and I really got to try one. I think KS is going to send me one, so.
Yep.
Even Bald and Curious was impressed with it, so he's a tough guy to impress too.
Oh yeah, I know.
True.
He hates everything.
Yeah.
It's that New Yorker in him.
That's right. And then LZ said, "Do you still have your CMMG Banshee?"
Do I? No. It was through the wood chipper. I had to pay for other stuff, so I had to get it sold. I like that gun, but what are you gonna do? Money's money.
I can't wait to try it. I'm stoked.
I actually think I'd rather have a longer barreled version. I had like the 5-inch version or something like that, the Banshee, the short one. And I don't know, I like a little more reach. I got really long arms, so it felt very cramped for me.
Yeah.
But it does have really low recoil. I mean, if you put it next to the X-Star, the blowback in the X-Star has a recoil system too, but the Banshee had a little bit lower recoil. It was a little bit faster.
Okay. I'll tell you what, that X-Star is awesome. I love that thing.
You need to get the 10 millimeter. Convince them to send you one of those. They were talking to me about it, and I totally forgot.
Boy, that must be nice.
Well, I've been doing some more stuff. I just realized it right now. They messaged me last week.
Yeah, unforget. Send them a message.
Yeah, I should.
Yeah.
And I can send it to you guys. Well, one of you guys.
Yeah, no, it's not me. I know.
You know, can we send you guns if it's only
well, I can explain the process to you, and it's a very lengthy process. So basically, if you could send me a rifle as long as it's legal in New York State. So in other words, if it shoots bubbles and that kind of stuff.
Red Ryder.
Yeah. So like I can't use any semi-autos that look bad, have the detachable mags, but lever actions are always available, bolt action, that kind of shit. Pistol wise, this is where it gets a little hairy because you can send it to me, but it has to go from you to an FFL. Then I have to go to the FFL, get paperwork, go up to the local sheriff's office, hand in the paperwork, and then that paperwork gets signed and goes to a judge who then has to sign this little green coupon card that then when they sign it, it comes back to the sheriff's office. Sheriff's office gives you a call. And by the way, for us who actually work in New York State, it's impossible to get there when you're working because they close at 3:00. Mm-hmm. So then you have to somehow figure out a way to get the coupon back to you, which means usually the mail, which then takes about 3 to 4 days to get to you from there. And this all takes place in roughly a month. Yeah.
So what you're saying is I can send you one and not care because you have to do all the work.
Yes. And if you don't give a shit about not seeing your gun for 2 months, yeah. Because,
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing that sucks.
One viewer, William Chappell, sent me a gun once, the Ruger Security 9. It took like 5 months to review it, and I felt terrible. Oh he said he didn't care, though. I love that guy, but I still felt terrible.
Yeah, Sandpaper Pistol Grip sent me his Shadow, too, which was really awesome because I had it for, I think, about 6 weeks. And he was cool about it. He said, yeah, just get it to me whenever, no biggie. And that's how I got my experience with the Shadow. So that was awesome. First person who's ever done it.
Well, I think it would be cool if we just kind of round tabled some guns. I keep trying to send him to KS, but he doesn't want any of my crappy guns.
I'll take all your crappy guns.
I'm very snotty about that.
I'm gonna sleep with one of your guns. It's not an outlaw's gun. No,
I'm trying to think of what would be legal. I could send you a bunch of my cowboy guns. They're still legal there,
unless
you have a ban on lever action. I was trying to figure out.
I know the lever might be considered evil depending on the size of the loop, so you gotta be careful. Yep, it's ridiculous, so stupid. And like I said, we're a red flag state already. Now, if we go in and get a gun and we get our background check and we get delayed, how that works, which my local gun guy just told me today, is that normally they have 72 hours to report whether or not there was a reason why you were delayed, and then if not, you get the local call and then you go and pick up your gun. So now it's I believe it's 5 days, and then if you don't hear anything in 5 days back, you cannot give, or I think you can give the gun, but if you hear something about it, then you have to wait 30 days for it to come through. Now, here's the catch, and this is what nobody's talking about in New York State, is that your initial background check only is good for 30 days. So that means if you get delayed for 30 days, on the 31st day, you then have to go back and do another background check, which guess what? Is going to get you delayed again.
Wow. Well, that's New York bureaucracy for you.
Yeah, and it's starting September. So if anybody out there in New York is going to buy a gun, buy them now.
Right.
Because after that, they're going to play a game.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of gun control, did you see Joe Biden's thing? His crazy ass?
No, I didn't see it yet.
Oh, yeah. He was telling everybody he's going to confiscate every assault rifle and all that stuff. And
yeah. Good luck, Joe.
My traffic on my AR videos has gone out of control.
Really?
I think he just sold more ARs than Obama did.
Jeez. Well, I was at again the gun store yesterday, and I had asked if they had started to see a little bit of an increase at all, and they said no. I said just wait. I think that time is coming, and we might not get back to 2012 numbers, but I have a feeling that people are going to start buying a lot more magazines and ARs and the whole 9 yards.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm more concerned about is ammo, because to me, that's going to be the linchpin. That's what they really want. They really want to get the ammo.
Right.
Because then there's no ammo, there's no shooting.
Right now.
What's that?
California's doing that right now. Have you seen that? They have a limit how much ammo you can buy a year or something like that. Actually, California's talking to me about it.
Mm-hmm.
My God. You have any idea how much it would suck if I got limited ammo? Like I shoot like 20,000 rounds a year. Like, yeah, they're gonna be like, "What the hell?" They're probably thinking third militia or something.
Yeah. That'd be bad for all of us, no doubt about it.
So what about reloading? Do you think they'd mess with the components then too?
Yeah, probably. I think they would absolutely take off anything related to powder and stuff like that. They would say it's now illegal. Because then that would be the workaround for everybody. Is just to make your own ammo.
God, and think about that. If you've invested in, a lot of people are reloaders out there. If you've invested thousands of dollars into reloading equipment and that sort of thing, and then all of a sudden, all of that dried up, and you couldn't get maybe it's the bullets or the powder or a combination or the primers or whatever it is. So you've got all of this money invested in all of this gear, and you can't make the gas for it at all, and nobody wants that gear anymore. You're sitting on it. I mean, that, man, I'll tell you, that would not be good.
Or you start doing everything underground and you do it illegally.
I mean,
not that I would ever say you should.
Buyback programs are worse than that, though. You know, like they're giving $250 for an AR. You know what I mean? Like, are you kidding me? Like, I have $3,000 rifles. I mean, if you count glass and stuff like that. Like, and then you're making it mandatory, and if they don't, you're a felon. You know what I mean? So you give up, tens of thousands of dollars, especially people with crazy collections.
Yeah.
Right. Fucking ridiculous.
Good luck. Good luck at the whole felon thing. I mean, that's just not going to happen. I mean, how would you even enforce that? Plus, you'd have to. That means every single jurisdiction in the country, sheriffs, local police, city police, state police, would have to be on board with that. And I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, well, that's like what that sheriff from Utah, and there was a bunch of other ones 4 years ago that said they wouldn't institute a ban no matter what they did.
Right.
So, you're going to have some of that, especially in some really pro-gun states like Kansas or Texas or Tennessee. Like, they're always talking about a federal ban, but in a lot of those states, that shit's not going to fly.
Right. Yeah, no, totally agree. And most of us have lost all of our firearms in boating accidents. So it's a waste of everyone's time anyway.
Yeah, I hear you. You know what sucks though is a lot of those guys are saying, if the cops come for my guns, I'm going to do this and this and this. It's hard to imagine you'd actually do that in real life though. No matter how good you think you are, if a SWAT team kicks in your door, tear gases the shit out of you and shoots your dog and all that stuff.
I mean,
you're just going to be laying on the floor.
But that's the impracticality of people, because you know what? They're not even going to tear gas you. They're going to flashbang your ass.
Yeah,
you're going to be so discombobulated just with that alone. Good luck. And then if you don't come out with that, they don't give a shit. Look, SWAT members are not there to talk and be happy. They're there to kick your door in and beat your ass if you resist. Bottom line.
Yeah. And then what's the outcome if you win? What are you going to go to Mexico? You can't take all your guns there. You know what I mean? Or you truck them down there with a U-Haul. I don't know. It's a rough situation.
Right. And it's
you fight politically or
it's definitely a scary one. Because these are like, as crazy as these sound, they're actually realistic enough right now with the way the mood is in this country. And, I know we don't dive into politics much, but it's unbelievable what's been going on and on so many different levels with everybody. Democrats, Republicans, Trump, it's just unbelievable. I cannot even believe we're having this discussion in 2019.
Right.
I'm not shocked about it considering the way things have been going. It seems like a gradual slide toward it. And, there's a lot of people that maybe are a little bit younger. I'm not the oldest guy in the world, but I certainly remember the previous assault weapons ban. And, there was one before that. People are always saying, well, it can't happen. Well, it's already happened a few times.
Right.
I mean, they banned alcohol for 10 years about 80 years ago.
Yeah, no kidding. And all that did was lead to organized crime. That's all it did.
Yeah, well, it always works out, right? Like the war on drugs and the war on terror and the war on alcohol. I mean, it's a good thing people aren't doing drugs or drinking or blowing up buildings now. Thank God we had those.
Well, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Ferrets with guns is saying time to make a couple of Polymer 80 ARs and hide them well.
Yeah, I was telling my wife, if you were smart, you'd invest in ARs right now. They're like $300. I don't believe in panic buying, but if you're looking for a commodity that's going to increase in price pretty soon.
Yeah. If they haven't already.
Yeah.
But that's why I would load up on all of the, like the Mini 14 type, lever action type guns, because ultimately that's what, when is that going to be taken? When is that shit going to go? That's what I'd like to know.
Right.
Yeah. like my wife is talking about when they're going to ban pistols. Man, you'd be hard pressed to ban pistols. That's like the one thing the American populace really holds on to.
Yeah.
You know, but maybe there comes a day. I mean, when were guns legal in Britain? Not that long ago, and now they're banning knives, swords, and shit.
Yeah. Yep.
And their knife crime is higher than their gun crime ever was.
Right. And, every stupid politician keeps talking about, citizens shouldn't have weapons of war. Well, if I have a sword, that's a weapon of war, idiot. If I have a knife, that's a weapon of war. I mean, a stone and a stick is a weapon of war.
Yeah.
So it's, to say that in such a broad statement, I mean, nobody that I know owns a weapon of war. They own semi-automatics, they own bolt actions, they own revolvers, those types of things.
Yeah.
But,
well, they get so corny too with like the celebrity endorsements. I don't know if you guys ever saw the video where Idris Elba was talking about knife crime. He was telling everybody to put the knives down and all that. Like, I was just like, oh my God, dude. Like, you got to be kidding me. It's obviously a violence problem, like a mindset problem, people on people. You know what I mean? Like, it's so ridiculous. Like, all these shootings are getting big in the news, but, there was a thing in Japan a while back where somebody locked some doors and burnt 36 people alive.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Outlaw gas cans?
Yeah.
No,
outlaw matches.
That'll
be next.
Yeah, right?
It is true. I think the problem is that when you have a mass shooting, and of course they're throwing out the figures. Oh, this is like the 226th mass shooting, but you also have to indicate where those mass shootings are occurring. And I'll tell you right now, a lot of them are in Chicago. A lot of them are, in areas like Detroit. And then when you start to figure out, well, wait a second, why are there mass shootings there? High poverty, high unemployment, disengagement of people in regards to being emotionally attached to each other. I mean, all of these things play a role. Every shooter that they talk about, and I just watched Yankee Marshall's video, which I got to say, I never really disliked him, but I'm starting to dislike him more because I've never met somebody who says the word I and me so many times in a video, but he definitely does.
Right.
So he was making this video about you shouldn't demonize people with mental health issues. I don't think anybody's demonized anyone with mental health issues, but to sit there and say that that doesn't play a role, or the lack of identification and then treatment doesn't play a role in something, that's asinine, completely asinine. And, I just, whatever. I mean, I don't want to get into it because I know it's like, we can go off for hours with this shit, but I just think at some point, you have to use the identifiable factors. These are all kids who, and really they're kids when you think about it. I mean, they're like 20 years younger than I am, but they're usually isolated. They are socially ostracized. Why don't we look at those factors and then try to figure out a way to stop that? Because if you stop that, then you stop your mass shootings. If you cure poverty and inner city drugs and broken families and unemployment and everything else, you're going to stop mass shootings, which are usually crimes in these areas.
Yeah.
But they don't want to talk about that because
there's another
time to go for motivation, right? And what do they want? They want to be famous, number one, so maybe not plaster their face and their name and everything all over the fucking news. Like TMZ's talking about how to stop crime. Well, maybe stop showing their face all the time. And the other thing, obviously, revenge, right? Like the revenge against people who wronged them and stuff like that. Like that one kid had a kill rape list. Like, first of all, what a psychopath.
Yeah, but that's not mental health problems, and you shouldn't demonize anybody because of that. So
Sorry,
stupid.
What were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to say, I think one of the major problem we have is the media, and I know that probably gets old to hear about, but the media, first, they feed off of people's emotions. They jump all over this stuff. I mean, you jump on any news media website, and all of the top stories are talking about firearms and assault weapons bans and white supremacy and all of these things, all these terms that are being thrown around, all these stats. I mean, you were talking about 200 and some odd mass shootings. We need to define a mass shooting. I mean, when we use the word mass, I mean, if two people were killed in a gang war in the middle of, name your city, whatever it happens to be, they call that a mass shooting. No, it is not. No, that should in no way be included in any sort of a statistic like what happened over the weekend. They are totally different types of events. We need to really dive into the facts and really, if we're going to report things, report it right. But get it off the media, man. So much of this is copycat, and so much of this is, I want to go out with a blaze of glory because I see all these other things going on right now. Don't make that an option anymore, or at least don't fill people's heads with that anymore. But unfortunately, the media is they're gonna cover the things that are gonna get them ratings. You know?
And I think the bigger problem too is, the media has, and again, I posted all this shit. I went on like a 3 hour long political thing the other day, and the things I was posting were as easy to look up as anybody else. But, the media, the Democrats and the Republicans all have blood on their hands as far as I'm concerned from so many different aspects. This didn't start with Trump, this division of races. This started with Obama, and then it actually, Obama did it on the opposite end, and now Trump's done it on the complete opposite end of that, which has divided the nation. It's completely divided. And then the media, we all know who they're going for. I mean, so now they're feeding the flames. And next thing you know it, every white guy is a bad guy, which I don't believe. And I think when you do things like that, when you marginalize people, no matter what color skin they are, ethnicity, religion, gender, whatever, when you start marginalizing those people, there's always going to be individuals in that group who are going to act out. And that isn't just about adults. You do that to children, and children will do the same damn thing. If you have kids, like I have 2 kids, if I took my daughter and I told her every day, I love you, I love you, I love you, and I told my son every day, you suck, you suck, you suck, I've marginalized my son. That kid's going to grow up completely screwed up, and he is absolutely going to act out at some point. This is not rocket science, but the problem is that you have groups in politics who have completely, I think, pulled the wool over people's eyes because people have just gotten lazy and they don't care anymore.
Right. Well, and I don't think we're doing enough to recognize and be realistic about somebody who might have some issues. And we are around the people that we love and our friends and that sort of thing. And when you identify that something has gone very wrong with a friend or a family member or something, behavior is totally changed. They start going down that road, and some of the behaviors become unusual, violent, that sort of thing. It's good to start recognizing that a little bit more. I mean, there's no way that some of these people just come out of nowhere and commit these crimes. I don't believe that to be true. I think there were indicators leading up to that, and I think in so many opportunities, somebody could have stood up and said, "Hey, I think we need to talk to Joe Blow here. He's going off the deep end a little bit. Let's see what's going on."
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Good.
Yeah.
Very good points, gentlemen. So I don't know if you want to change gear a little bit. There's about 15 minutes left.
We're happy. I'm all sad now.
Let's talk about puppies.
Yes, puppies. I actually do have a question. I had a comment on the channel earlier today. In fact, it was about the P365 XL. And this person was saying that there's no reason to have a Glock 19 or pick your flavor of size of firearm, something around the compact or even full size, and just go with something like the 365 XL. Am I even in camera? And go with that because it does the same thing and everything. And I thought that was a very interesting statement, and I had to think long and hard about that. But I want to know both of your thoughts. Do you think that this is a exact replacement for something like a Glock 19, M&P 2.0C, P10C, whatever it happens to be?
I think if you have tiny little ballerina hands, then maybe. But I don't know. I think there's different guns for a reason. I think the 365 XL, I've held one. I haven't shot it. It feels a little weird to me, and it feels a little skinny to me, which the 365 did as well. So I prefer a larger gun. I prefer something like the 26. I also like the magazine compatibility to 26. There's so many considerations.
Mm-hmm.
Like people like the M&P because of the texture. They like the M&P because of whatever. Just say there's one gun's good enough for everybody. That's such a old argument. You know what I mean? Like some people like the safety, some people like single action, some people like double action. There's so many flavors for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I think a role of it is also the idea of controllability. I mean, the biggest thing for me with the P365, and I'm not saying I have the hugest hands in the world, I just don't feel comfortable with that gun. I don't like the way it fits my hand. I feel it's too small. I think a gun like that, as controllable as it may be, because again, I have no experience with it, I just would not feel comfortable that as my primary anything. Maybe in the summertime or at work or something like that when you got to really conceal, but honestly, I don't mind carrying larger guns. I mean, this is not a small gun. It's a 225. I mean, it's a decent sized handgun. That's a good size. I mean, do you need to have a pocket carry to feel confident that you can handle it? I don't know. I think those guns are just too small. I think they serve a purpose, but I just don't think it's a daily, every day, every month, every year use kind of gun.
Well, as I started thinking about it, we've had the conversations about the 4-inch shield, the 48, and the XL falls in that same category where we're starting to see the elongated and slightly larger single stacks, and this is not, but still in that same realm. And so we're bridging the gap a little bit in a way where it's very carryable, no doubt about it, but it's probably a little bit more shootable, like some of those other longer slide single stacks. It's got longer slight radius, a little bit more weight in front, just so it's a little bigger gun. So I would argue that the 365 XL, if you wanted to replace your 19 with this, if it's just going to be a carry gun, I think that's probably fine. If you like the XL and it works for you and you shoot it well and it ticks all of those boxes, I think that's fine. But I've always said something like a 19 or an M&P, P10C, 320, guns like that. They're sort of a do-all gun because they can be home defense, they can be carry, they can be a range plinker. You can compete in some areas with those types of things, so they can do everything reasonably well. I think the 365 falls a little bit shorter, 365 XL, especially in something like a home defense role. I mean, we've got this little proprietary rail on here, but there aren't very many options for something like that. And we often talk about lights for home defense, things like that. And in shootability, I mean, it's not as easy to control as some other firearms, maybe a 19 or something. So to me, it does not replace a traditional compact polymer firearm. I think it's a great carry gun. I think it's a great carry option if that's what you're into. But beyond that, I don't think it steps up to the plate quite as much.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a serial killer at your door and you got Glock 19 or a SIG 365 XL, which one are you going to choose?
19 all day long every day.
Or replace that with a P10C or M&P. Any gun that you can handle well. There's obviously a place for them.
Right. Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, but Dan O'Neill's saying, what would you stick your O-light to? Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, this little proprietary rail, and I know they've got some gizmos and gadgets for it, I think, out there now. But you're pretty limited. You're pretty limited. So I think great carry gun, but I don't think it or any of its competitors really steps up to the plate 100% as much as something like a 19 or P10 or HKB P9 or whatever it is.
Yeah, and some of it's like holdover too. Maybe we're a little bit older and we're used to those guns, and maybe younger guys, when they get into the 365 XL, maybe that's their first gun, they get used to it. Like I've shot the 19 so much in my life, so I'm so comfortable with that gun, and I've shot M&P so much, so maybe if you put 10,000 rounds through it, you'd feel a little bit better. But I'm on the same boat as 1776. It gets a little bit small in my hands. It feels a little bit weird. Like I don't know.
It could also be a fashion issue. The adult males, now that I'm grown up, I still wear kind of loose fitting clothes. I don't wear skinny jeans. I know that's disappointing. I don't wear, skin tight shirts that look like my little brother should be wearing it. So, I mean, I think that plays a role in it too. And that sounds crazy and it sounds stupid, but it's probably true in some regards.
Yeah. And I think some of that's paranoia, like I said previously, I've had a lot of people like, how do you avoid printing? It was like, well, I just don't really care, I guess. I've never had, I've carried a gun pretty consistently now for at least 6 years, something like that. And I've never had somebody come up and be like, is that a gun? And I've had situations where I've like bent down to grab something, shirts tucked over the grip of the gun. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You kind of step back down, but nobody's ever said anything. I don't know if that's because I've red hair and they're terrified, but I don't know.
That's a good point also, because, I know when you start first carrying, you're kind of concerned with that. That's always in the back of your mind. Oh my God, am I printing? I've gotten to the point where I don't even care. I don't care. Yeah. Now I'm not going to wear a super tight shirt and carry like the M9, but at the same time, I just got to the point where I'm like, I don't really care anymore.
Carrying a drop leg holster.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's see.
Pistol Pete's asking, do you carry a gun when you're climbing a tree? No, I have a chainsaw then. Equally as dangerous. Some guy asked me that. He's like, you carry a chainsaw when you're out on because when I'm out on contract, we're in like the middle of the woods. I was like, no, dude, I'm surrounded by giant men with chainsaws. Like, you don't get a lot of robberies.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true.
Yeah. Now tomorrow you'll go and guess what? You'll get robbed.
Although we do have a rifle in the truck.
Nice.
I'm getting called old by Mean Gene. I feel old, man.
We are old.
My knees are saying I'm old.
Well, you were working out the other day. I saw on Instagram. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I try to go every day. I know it doesn't show, but I try. I just, you know what it is? I tore my bicep years ago, a couple of years back, like 3 years ago, and after that, I never was able to fully recover. So it's been a weird 3 years since then.
I hear you there. People ask why I don't run on the channel. I fell out of a tree, blew my back and my neck out. I got 3 herniated discs in my neck and 2 in my back. And then I blew my hamstring out and my Achilles all in the same year. So like 3 days ago was the first time I've ran in 2 years, and it was rough. It looked like a big fat red duck. It was weird, trying to kind of flopping everywhere, but it works.
So, really quick, Bruce Nelson is saying there's no video. Can you confirm that, KS?
No, we're on.
Okay. Bruce, that might be on your end, buddy.
Really quick. Oh, yeah, I got it too.
Yeah, I still see us.
All right. Temporarily off, and it's on. Well, it could be my Wi-Fi too. It sucks here.
I bet yours is better than mine.
Probably. I don't know. It might be on equal par.
Yeah,
you're looking pretty crisp tonight.
Yeah, I get satellite internet from 3 miles away. That's on top of a water tower. That's some Iowa shit right there.
And there's a mouse in a cage that's spinning the wheel that powers it all.
Right.
Yeah. I have to go replace the mice every once in a while because they die.
Oh man. Yeah. So it's now 8:53. I don't know if you guys want to. I don't know. You want to do something, or do you want to talk about yourselves for a few minutes? What do you guys want to do?
Let's do something fun. Let's talk about a fun topic.
All right, fun topics.
All right, let's talk about me.
Oh yeah.
All right. Talk about
Synonymous with the word fun.
That's right. No, okay.
I paid my internet bill. Damn it! It just sucks.
There we go. I'm trying to decide what. I mean, I need to work with the Steyr, but I'm trying to decide what direction to go after that. And I can't decide. I'm kind of pulling back the reins a little bit on some of the videos, and doing every 2 weeks right now, rather than every one, just to allow me the opportunity to do some things outside of YouTube or also on Patreon, and so I'm trying to be a little bit more careful about what I'm reviewing and everything, and I can't decide what I want to do next. Pistol Pete was saying something about the Guardian earlier, that it's going to come out next year, and I was like, yeah, it's probably true. It probably is.
I told you, man, just do something different, do something unique, something that has no practical purpose, but yet is something you like, something that's cool. I think that would be neat to see, as opposed to the standard, this is the brand new gun that's come out. I'd like to see you go after something that's totally off the radar. Like, that's what I would like to see from you. But right. Again, you have 8 million subscribers. I have 10,000.
I've got it.
I knew it. Another
Glock 19. I'm going to do a review of the Glock 19. Guys, This is a Glock 19.
My God, does that have a red trigger?
Going off the beat path is actually a good idea. Most of my big videos were not the new hotness kind of stuff. You know what I mean? There was some weird thing nobody's ever heard of, or they were from, you know what I mean? My biggest video, I think, is the P30. Like, that gun came out 10 years ago. Nobody cares. They want to see your take on it. So, yeah. By all means, do what you like. That's what I always do. I never even consider views when I'm getting guns. I just get guns that my patron supporters want because they help pay for it. And I get guns that I want.
Nice.
You got to be excited about it.
Yeah, and I really am supporting UKS in doing that. Just go and get something that's weird.
Okay. I told someone else today I wanted to shoot a minigun. They said they might be able to work that out. So
that's pretty cool. You suck, by the way.
That would be unbelievable.
I don't know how they're gonna do it. Maybe they were just bullshitting me, but I want to shoot a minigun so bad.
Just think, in 1 minute you'll shoot more rounds than you would the rest of the year.
That's not true at all.
That's a lot of rounds, though.
I've been shooting a lot myself lately. Not even filming it, just going out and trying to get better. Like, I've been shooting every morning. Just shoot my CZ and my Wilson.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I've been doing a little bit of off-camera shooting as well, and I have to admit, guys, it's been absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Just going and plinking, and I thoroughly enjoy that a lot.
I think you should do if I can only have one, against the Archon and the Archon.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Which would you like better?
No, I only have the
Oh,
one.
I thought there was a new one. I want an Archon full size. Why the fuck don't they have a full size?
Well, that's the Strike One.
No, it's not. They have a different trigger and all that. And
Oh well, I don't know what to tell you then.
yeah, and I don't want to support Arsenal. They have some pretty shady business practices.
Well, I like the Archon a lot. I did hear that there's a potential for them coming out with a compact version, whatever that means. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be one to look at.
Mhm.
I got, I have to say, out of all the reviews I've ever done where I kind of had a bias, like I kind of, bashed on that gun a little bit, but it was hard not to when I got it and it didn't work, like right out of the box,
Yeah.
But I have to stand by that. I think the system is really good, but I think the grip sucks. I hate the grip.
Yeah, I dig it. It works well for me, but I've had some other people say the exact same thing.
I think it's a personal preference thing.
Yeah,
I would like to see that system in a lot more pistols. I really like the Archon system they have. That that inline, because it's like it's got good bore axis, but it's not crazy like the Hudson H9. Like people talk about the Hudson H9, but I don't like the fact that my weapon light would be like, dangling by my balls somewhere. It's so low. I can't get over that. I handled an H9 today. I was like, no.
So here's a question here. Shouldn't there be 4 guys here based on the title? 3 guys and an honest outlaw. Yeah, Big Johnson is help passing red flag bills, guys.
Wasn't Big Johnson on last week too?
Was I on last week?
Yeah, you were you drunk in the Caribbean?
Oh, no, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I was. That's probably why I don't remember. So
he was on last week, right?
Yeah.
It always seems like there's only 3 of us.
Well, and the only reason why I called it 3 guys and an honest outlaw was so I could use your name to boost my ratings and channel growth. So,
I'm totally fine with that.
I was actually going to put neon flashing lights saying honest outlaw, or some shit.
You need to get somebody more famous than me then. You need to get like John Paul or Grand Thumb.
Pretty sure none of them want to be on this.
There'll be 17 what?
Well, yeah. Well, listen, that's happened before.
Oh, well, that's true.
Yeah. Let's not go there.
Sorry, my bad.
I was on a chat with Yankee Marshall.
Wait, what's that?
I was on a chat with Yankee Marshall where we got into an argument, So he obviously knows me, and we've emailed back and forth. And every time I comment on his videos, he always pretends like he doesn't know who I am. I was like, "Who's honest outlaw?" It's like, that big redheaded fuck who made fun of you on your own channel.
It's awesome.
So they do that. Yeah, I made fun of John Lovell on my latest video. I haven't heard back from him yet, though. I love that guy. I think he's one of the best trainers in the country. I really do. I mean, have you ever seen any of his training footage or anything like that? He's legit. He's tiny, though.
Yeah, no, he seems like a very small guy who would probably rip my throat out or something. So.
Right.
Or your knees. Go for your knees.
Yeah. I don't know if I could ever. I don't know. I think for me personally, I'd be a little intimidated to go to one of those big time trainers. Like I don't have any interest to go to Jaeger's. I don't know.
You got to avoid that.
Personality issues. I could see it happening.
But people like Travis Haley, they're big because they're really good. Like he's not gonna make you feel like you're foolish. You know what I mean? Like they train new people all the time.
Yeah.
You're going to be a lot more experienced than most of the people they get.
Well, I don't know about that.
You know which way to shoot. You know which part of the gun work. You know what I mean?
Well, now that Springfield came out with the grip zone, it taught me where to grab the gun. So
there you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, the grip zone. Oh my God. Oh, Springfield.
Who? Oh.
I don't know about you, but I haven't reviewed one of those since they did that shit. I used to like some of their guns too.
I think we definitely did. So
I did. That mod to subcompact.
Oh yeah, I forgot you guys got some guns from them.
Yeah.
Well, free guns are free guns.
True. I mean, they're not bad. It's just unfortunately, their track record is not very.
No, they make excellent guns, especially for the price. I used to recommend the Springfield 1911s as the best 1911 for the money, and I don't recommend them anymore.
Yeah.
Wonder why. So it's about 9:00. It's the witching hour. So if you guys would like to share anything with our wonderful people who actually stopped in, 82 people tonight. So that's really good. Thank you guys. So why don't we start off with, let's start off with Honest Outlaw, and then we'll work our way around back to moi. So go ahead. Well,
I'm trying to convince Brownells to give me a bunch of guns to shoot. That'd be pretty cool. I am currently saving up for a 2011, maybe 2 2011s.
Oh
I'm trying to
my
get
God.
another 1911, which everybody loves on my channel. They don't. But I love them. God, and I also kind of want to go back to my roots, and I want to get. I'm actually thinking about getting a Cowboy Action 20 gauge side by side that
Nice.
nobody will watch at all, but I want to shoot it.
They'll watch.
They'll watch. I'll watch it.
They'll why
I
not?
dual wield them. I thought about doing a dual wielding video. Should I do that?
Yes, you should.
I think it'll be completely. You'll be banned from YouTube if you do that.
I'm fine.
Whatever. That's funny.
What do you got going on there, KS?
Well, finishing up the Steyr video that'll come out not this weekend, but next weekend. And then, again after that, I'm not really sure. I kind of want to work with the revolver. That would definitely be something different for the channel. There has not been a wheel gun on there, so that might be the direction to go. I need to do that Langdon Tactical at some point, and then working on a build with Sonoran Defense, Zafiri Precision tactical pontoon. So hopefully that'll be coming before too long. I'm waiting on the slide from Zafiri at this point, but I'm excited about that. So I teased on Instagram the grit frame from Sonoran, and God, they did a hell of a job on that. So
Nice.
I'm pretty stoked about that.
That's
What
cool.
what revolver are you getting?
Say what?
What revolver are you getting?
I have it. It's the Smith & Wesson 986.
Nice.
And it's a beautiful revolver. It's 9mm, so I'm cheating completely. But I, if I'm going to do it, I want to do it my way. And so we'll see how that goes. I've not shot a wheel gun in 10, 15 years, maybe. I don't even remember how long it's been. So
Looks like your trigger control for sure.
right, exactly. Although this trigger is awfully light. The single action's maybe 2 pounds, but the double action's not a whole lot more than that. So.
Is the 986 9mm, is that the JM version with the comp and the long barrel? Because that's the one I want.
It's not. It is actually, it's slightly smaller, brother. It's still a Pro Series Performance Center, but it's not the Jerry Michalik version.
Yeah, I'm hoping if I buy that gun, I'll turn into him. He's kind of my spirit animal. So
right.
My spirit animal.
I'd love to be him. People always ask me who I want to be when I grow up. Jerry Michalik, guaranteed.
There you go.
Well, that's not a bad choice.
How about you, 17?
I'm fidgeting as always. So I just got the 90-2. As you know, I haven't gone to the range. I'm going to go this week. I'm going to shoot the 225-81, which I haven't touched. I'm going to take this pig out and shoot it as well. Probably throw some rounds for the PCR because that hasn't been shot either. I've been really bad lately, and at some point the Ruger, I don't know when. But that's about it. I mean, it's just as I can get them done, I'll get them done. And I might start doing like little like mini videos during the course of the week, sort of kind of like what I did recently, because it's just they're quick, they're easy to do, and just posing like more questions to the people out there, seeing like what are they into, what are they about at this particular moment in time. So just I guess stay tuned for that, and hopefully you guys will watch them. But
What are the hot guns right now? What are people into? The XL for sure. The SIG Legion. Like what non-SIG guns are hot right now?
STIs seem to be really hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a buddy who just sold a bunch of Glocks and is going to buy his first, and he's going to get the Staccato P.
Oh, it's a great gun. I really want the DVC carry. I'm trying to work something out with STI. We're in talks, but I think I don't know if that's going to happen or not because it's not a brand new model. So we'll see.
Yeah.
You're weird about that. Like you wouldn't want to sell your old stuff too,
Right.
I mean, I personally don't have any cool things coming. I got the Caracol at some point. That's coming as well. But that gun I'm kind of interested in for a few different reasons. But I hope I'm not disappointed by it. And that's my only thing. Hey, don't say that. Don't say that.
I'm sorry. Those things have like the worst track record. Like if you actually get one that works, I will be very happy for you.
Well, supposedly they're much more improved. I don't know in what, but I am looking forward to it. But thanks for ruining that for me.
No, my bad. Hey, you're the one who got the Steyr. I was envious of that for sure.
Listen, that was because I made about 17,000 videos on Steyrs. But that was cool. I did not get one from them. So if anybody was concerned that I was going to, I did not receive anything from them. I just had an opportunity to test it, which I was very happy about.
No, I'm pretty sure I received your gun.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, buddy. Appreciate it.
You got one too? I have a video.
I got his.
But
I
2
got
millimeters for Steyer's number one. They need to send me some guns.
I'll talk to him and I'll see if I can just send it your way when I'm done with it. But yeah, I got his gun. They are not letting me keep it either.
Yeah,
So,
they're worth it. It's a very good handgun, in my opinion.
Well, how does nobody know about those? Like, those really are good. I mean, they're not my absolute favorite, but they are extremely good. Once you put one on your hands and shoot it, you're like, wow, this is. I think they get a lot of flack because it's not the best looking pistol. People really do buy.
It's like anything else. They'd never had a big U.S. following because there was an embargo on those years ago. That Steyr could not sell anything here because they were selling it to unfriendly countries of the U.S. But even now, they don't concentrate on civilian markets at all. It's everything for them is military and police contracts. Like they're huge in Asia. A lot of Asian police and military actually use the Steyrs. But now they're starting to kind of generate that support. But there's a lot of cool things being worked on behind the scenes. And if you guys don't know, TN Steyr, he's on here right now. If you have any questions about Steyr, go to him. He knows everything about him, more than I do, and that says a lot.
You got to be careful with that labeling too. If you get labeled a commie gun, you're in real trouble.
Mm-hmm.
People still hate CZs to this day because of that. Like I still get messages, you hipsters like your commie guns. Like, yeah, I do. What can I say?
Yeah, not bad. And I have to say that switching out this grip is actually easier than I thought. So it's pretty cool. So it actually feels a lot better with the thin grips. Very, very similar.
So if you had to go with just one company, would it be Steyr or Beretta? What are you going with?
Man, it's easy and tough at the same time. The Steyrs are fantastic guns, but the track record is an issue, I think, a little bit. And also the fact that there's not a lot of aftermarket anything. There are some little bits and pieces here, and Beretta to me just has a longer track record, a longer history. And I think for me, that's important. Now, if you were going to say what striker, I would say yes, Steyr. If you're going to tell me hammer, I don't know, man. I'm really into these Berettas right now, more so than probably CZ. I know that's sacrilegious.
Wow.
But I do. I really just something about Berettas, man, that I just absolutely love.
What about you, KS? What are you going with?
Well, if it was only between those two companies, I'd go Beretta, and largely just because of the assortment of firearms. I'd want more to choose from. I mean, they have some wonderful shotguns, especially if you're competing in that sort of thing, and I dig that. So I'd go Beretta, but if I had to pick one company and one company only to go with, I'd probably go CZ. Once again, they've got a wide assortment of great firearms, and they come with Dan Wesson, so I'd probably have to go with them.
Yeah, I think that'd be my number one too. I actually totally forgot about Dan Wesson. That would be my number two would probably be Smith & Wesson.
Man.
Yeah, they do a great job too.
Or H&K. H&K makes good stuff too.
Right. You can't have all three of them. You have to have one.
I go with CZ.
He goes from 1 to like 15. I mean, come on.
It's hard.
You didn't give me that choice, damn it.
Quantity guy.
All right,
guys. So it's about 10 after 9.
Wanted to say I saw a full auto HK 416 today too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I didn't get to shoot it, obviously, but hopefully someday I'll be able to steal it. I don't know.
Yeah,
that would be awesome, dude.
All right, so that's about it for us, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight, everyone out there. Again, most of these people have channels of their own, so check them out. They make good content. And thank you, Honest, for being here, KS, as always. And we will see you guys next week. Same time, same place, different channel, though. I don't know who's it going to be. But other than that, toodaloo.
See you guys.